Thanks for tuning in to another update of Where's Footloose. Today is actually September 26th. I did not do an update on the 25th. It was just too late. Yesterday was a long trip. It was total mileage was 139 miles. Now, you know, with a car that doesn't sound too bad, but when you're in a boat that does 7 miles an hour, 15 or 13 at the max for cruising, that's a long ways. And then I needed to wait for a lock for hour and a half, 2 hours for a barge to get through. So it was a very long day. I didn't get here to Alton, Marina until almost 10 p.m. at night, and it was dark. And so I'm cruising in the dark. While I'm cruising, I'm using a trick where I go towards lights so that the lights are reflecting on the water, so I can watch the water in front of me that the lights are showing, so that if there's something really big in the water, I can avoid it. And that actually paid off one time with a bit of a log that could have created a bit of a problem. Fortunately, I got here with no incidences, and it was 11, 12 o'clock at night by the time I got settled. So no update yesterday. So today's counting for both of them. So it might be just a little bit longer. Yesterday, or 2 nights ago, I stayed in a place called Big Tall Timbers. In its day, it was a nice place, but I'll tell you, to get in, I just barely got in. Only had 2.5 feet of clearance for water underneath the boat, and I only need 2 feet, so that wasn't a problem. But holy smokes, the bugs were unbelievable. My legs and my arms are just bit all the heck, and it's just kind of uncomfortable. And then I filled up with fuel there, and as it turned out, that their fuel was not all that good. And so I put in the tank that I put most fuel in. I began running off that right away, and it began bogging down. So I quickly switched to the other tank, and the boat picked up again. So what I did, I had a can of seafoam. I dumped that into the tank where we filled up with at Tall Timbers. And then I also put in a little bit of stable to make up for it, because the seafoam was only covering about 20 gallons worth, and I have 23 gallons inside the tank. And then I'd also filled up 2 6-gallon cans that I got at the last marina I was at Ivy Marina. So those were 6 gallons apiece with that bad gas, and so I put stable into those as well. And so then I ran off the tank of good gas I had, and then when it got down to about 3/4, then I emptied the GI cans, of the 6-gallon GI cans, into that tank, so that they mixed up with the good fuel along with the stable, and that seemed to do the trick. And so I didn't have any more troubles as far as gas was concerned. I think one of the reasons that little voice talked to me the other night was, first off, with the c-brat gathering in Kentucky Lake, and then also when Sunshine was leaving, there was debris all over the river. They were just weaving in and out of all kinds of debris. So that, who knows, I might have gotten caught in some of that as well. I was told at Beardstown I could pull over at a dock, and as it turns out, it's not a dock, it's a barge, and it's a very high barge, where I literally would have had to climb out of the boat to get on top of the barge and get into town. That's something I was unwilling to do. So I just pushed on forward past Beardstown. And it appears that when I was figuring the fuel, it was looking like I was getting 3.4 miles to the gallon, and maybe even a little bit higher. So that was encouraging. I might have even gotten more, but it's really kind of hard to gauge how many miles per gallon I'm getting when I'm dumping fuel in from different containers. One of the things that I discovered, the majority of my driving experience is in the Rocky Mountains. And driving in the Rocky Mountains, I would hug the right side of the road, because people would cross over the yellow line, things of that nature. So by habit, I'm doing that when I'm cruising. I'm hugging along the right side, because when you cruise, when you're in areas where there's ship traffic, there are roads. There's marked roads with center lines, kind of, sort of. And so one way stays on the left, the other side stays on the right. And so I'm staying on the far right, and then all of a sudden it kind of dawns on me, wait a minute here. The current runs faster in the channel. And so I moved over into the channel, and I picked up anywhere from half a mile to an additional mile per hour just by being in the channel. And then when a barge would pass me, their props are going like crazy, and so they're pushing water back. And so after the main wash got out, then I would scoot up where his backwash was, and that would give me another half mile or so miles per hour. And so it's a little something that I learned. It just kind of came along, and I don't know why I thought about it, but I did, and it really turned out. The total trip was 139 miles. I averaged 9.4 miles per hour. My maximum speed was actually 13.8 miles per hour, and that would have been behind one of the barge washes. My moving time was 14 hours and 49 minutes. The marina that I'm at now in Alton, Illinois, is really, really nice. As you can tell, I even got a pool. The showers are really nice. The dock is covered. You take a look at the covered area over there. So Footloose is actually under cover tonight, and it's supposed to rain, which is kind of cool. So we'll be under cover when it rains. The cost is $1.50 per foot with a minimum of $45 per day. Well, if you're going to stay in a nice place like this, you got to pay a little bit more. And then they charge an extra $5 a night for regular 30 amp electricity. So that's it for today. Today was get the boat ready. I went, one of the other loopers is here, and they had rented a car, and they're going off to Walmart to do some shopping. So they let me ride along, got my shopping done at Walmart, got my exercise in this morning. Today was a strength exercise, working on strength. Got my shower in, did the Walmart thing, and I did laundry, got that done, checked the oil in the motor. Oh, it's just a little bit low, so put a little bit of oil in there. Today, a little bit later today, I'm going to go to a restaurant. One of my other followers, John, had suggested here, Fast Freddy's, I think it is. It looks like a interesting place. It's cash only, so I'm going to go have dinner tonight at Fast Freddy's. About a 1.5 mile walk, no big deal. And so that's about it. Nothing else happened today. So all that stuff, the washing, the prepping. Oh, and I had to get fuel. And so I filled up not only the tanks in the boat, but also my 4 auxiliary tanks. I got that done as well. It was over $200. But hopefully I'll have enough fuel. So that's about it for today. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you very much. And if you're someone that hasn't subscribed, please do like and subscribe. And when you subscribe, you'll see that little bell. Click on that little bell so you get notified every time I upload. And so thanks again. I appreciate you, and may all your seas be calm.